a single snack-sized comparison could threaten to topple an empire. When a Jane Doe told a Manhattan courtroom that Sean Diddy Combs' manhood looked exactly like a Tootsie Roll, the internet didn't just laugh. It asked what other secrets were hiding behind the velvet ropes of Bad Boy. In today's video, we're diving past the meme into the darkest files of a federal sex trafficking trial that could lock the hip-hop icon away for life. And brace yourself. Each layer gets stranger, stickier, and way more expensive than the last. By the spring of 2025, the numbers alone felt unreal. 62 civil suits, a sweeping racketeering indictment, and a possible life sentence if even half the charges stick. Prosecutors say the Combs enterprise didn't just sell music, it sold power, fear, and bodies. An operation straight out of an FBI case file, not a Billboard chart. On May 1st, Diddy stunned reporters by rejecting a plea deal that could have trimmed decades off any sentence. Instead, he demanded a jury trial, televised coverage, viral commentary, and all. That hardball move set the stage for a public unmasking no PR firm could spin away. But numbers don't grip an audience. Stories do. Starting with the candy bar testimony heard round the world. But humiliation was only the opening act. The incident dates back to July 2001. Jane Doe says she met Combs in an elevator, turned down advances, and finally found herself locked in his Manhattan bedroom. She claims he whispered, "I'm gonna suck the life out of you," before revealing what she later called an itty-bitty Diddy. Oddly, she felt relieved because the size suggested less physical pain. But that detail, so specific, so undignified, rocketed across TMZ, Reddit, and TikTok in minutes. Within hours, Tootsie Roll Gate trended worldwide. 50 Cent posted candy memes, and late-night hosts rewrote their monologues. For survivors, though, the joke carried weight, a humiliating memory no one would invent just to chase clout. That raw credibility cracked the first pane of bulletproof celebrity glass. And if one humiliating detail could dent Diddy's armor, imagine what 1,000 bottles of baby oil could do. During March 2024 raids on Diddy's Miami and LA mansions, Homeland Security agents cataloged an evidence list that read like a nightclub fever dream. Untraceable AR-15 parts, psychedelics, stilettos, and yes, over 1,000 bottles of lubricant and baby oil. Special Agent Gerard Gannon told jurors the stash wasn't for spa days. It fueled marathon freak-offs, choreographed encounters lasting days, complete with IV fluid stations for recovery. Prosecutors claim guests were plied with ketamine, GHB, and MDMA, then filmed without full consent. Footage later used as blackmail. Defense lawyers counter that everyone involved was a willing adult in a swinger's lifestyle, but the government calls it industrial-scale coercion. If the mansion raids painted a horror movie set, the next piece of video evidence delivered it in 4K. Security Chief Israel Flores, now with the LAPD, testified that on March 2016 he answered a distress call on the 6th floor of Manhattan's Intercontinental Hotel. Cassie Ventura wanted out. Diddy said she wasn't leaving. Moments later, hallway cameras, footage Diddy never knew existed, captured him, grabbing Cassie, slamming her to the floor, then kicking as she crawled away. When Flores escorted them back to the suite, a silent man in dark clothing sat on the bed, corroborating Cassie's claim she'd been avoiding a freak-off. In court, Flores described Diddy approaching him with a wad of cash, the size of a sandwich, which he took as a bribe to bury the incident. The prosecution rolled the clip in silence. Jurors gasped, and even Diddy's relatives left the room. A viral split screen of Cassie's calm face beside Diddy's panic racked up millions of views overnight. Yet the hallway reel was just surveillance luck. The real library of footage came from cameras Diddy allegedly placed himself. 8.5 months pregnant, Cassie spent 4 days on the stand detailing a 4-step ritual for Diddy's private productions. Narrated foreplay, mandatory re-oiling every 5 minutes, so we shut shined like vinyl, escalating acts with hired escorts, and a degrading finale often involving bodily fluids spread across his chest. All recorded, she said, for his late-night screenings, and leverage. She testified that refusing meant threats. "I know where every copy is," he allegedly warned. Agents say the March 2024 raid seized hard drives and cloud keys labeled DR Room Defense tried to paint her as a jealous partner who enjoyed the lifestyle. Hard to sell when the witness is carrying a baby and still shaking on cross-examination. With Cassie's credibility soaring, the defense playbook started tearing at the seams. Lead counsel Tenny Garagos, yes, daughter of celeb attorney Mark Garagos, opened by admitting Diddy's temper, drug use, and trash boyfriend history, but insisted trash isn't trafficking. Meanwhile, Mark himself torched goodwill by calling prosecutors a six-pack of white women on his podcast, drawing a scolding from Judge Subramanian and a threat of sanctions. Scrambling, the team added famed Atlanta litigator Brian Steele, but jurors had already watched the hallway video and heard the baby oil inventory list. Fox 5, Atlanta. When Reuters reported that Diddy had threatened to leak sex tapes of another ex if she cooperated, the defense's consensual swingers theme started sounding like a broken record. While lawyers argued semantics, the culture outside the courthouse was rewriting his legacy in real time. Sponsors froze partnerships. Revolt staff staged walkouts. Rival rapper 50 Cent filled Instagram with candy wrapper edits, AI jury photos, and the caption, "Itty bitty Diddy still can't dance past Rico." Hip-hop blogs debated, is this cancel culture on steroids or long overdue reckoning? For many fans, the question shifted from did he to who helped him. Industry whispers now target label execs, bodyguards, even stylists who allegedly enabled years of abuse. Prosecutors hint they may widen the net once the main verdict lands. That brings the story to its final, most uncertain chapter. With the trial only halfway through its witness list, rumors swirl about more hidden camera footage and a second plea offer quietly floating behind chambers. Sentencing exposure ranges from 15 years minimum on trafficking counts to life if racketeering sticks. Cassie has since given birth, adding a newborn to the fallout, while Jane Doe's civil suit queues for 2026. If jurors convict, the hip-hop world faces its biggest number Me Too moment to date. If they acquit, the public court of memes may still declare its own verdict. Either way, the era of untouchable celebrity might just have ended with a single candy bar punchline. One humiliating comparison, a cache of baby oil bottles, and hidden footage he never saw coming. That's how one of music's richest stories morphed into a potential life sentence. Drop your thoughts below. Does power always corrupt? Or did an industry look the other way for too long? And keep your notifications on, because the next witness could blow this case even wider open. Watch our deep dive on R. Kelly's downfall. Subscribe for weekly pop culture breakdowns.